the ones that we know, or anyone that just don't like this truth. They're just against the truth.
Right, yeah.
The ones that have got demons on them. Yeah? The people like those vocab Malone people, you know, those so-called Christians. Yeah, what up? We're live now. Another one of our cameras. We praise the Allah by double honor from the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. We salute all the 140,000 elects, men and all the rest of the elects. And that's the Wafan and the Akhwaki. That's the children and the women in the Hebrew. So salute to them, and we're going to carry on. As we've been doing, yeah?
It's better this way, like you did there.
Yeah.
But turn this way.
How good it could spin on the strip.
While they gathered together for war. Welcome Malone, man. She would say that he was that guy that was coming up against the building of the wall.
No, it's not that. It's the way.
Relentless, man. But the only thing that's going to have to happen for them, we're just going to have to see the power of the Lord before he takes a step back. We're going to need to see the power of the Lord. He's going to see the power of the Lord. In the whole side, in his children, man. He said, we're going to get vengeance. We're going to get that vengeance by the power of my people Israel. You know? Yeah. Free as you were reading.
Psalms 140 verse 3 says, Psalms 140 verse 3 says, they have sharpened their tongues like serpents' adders, and poison is under their lips. Salah.
Yeah, man. They're against us, they're against his truth. Poison is in their lips. I was talking about as we mentioned, I was talking about the sea hit. Some person I knew about 2 to 3 years ago, before around the time of the pandemic, they were telling me, yeah, we're going to go to the falsifier people, them, right, and he's going to get it. And I said, you know what them people are doing, you know what they're doing? And I went into it, I tried to explain it to him. I gave him a good, good, like, in details. He said, yeah, but, they're all right, man. He wanted to trust in the falsifier. He went and got one, and then he got two. He said that he still feels messed up. This was like a year or two ago. He said he still feels messed up. Now I'm talking to him about the herbs, the ginger, all the ginger that I'm into now, and the blending and all that. I noticed he's changed his tune, man. I was down a certain area where I usually pick up my bits and pieces, like the herbs and the ginger, and all the things that I pick up. Detox my body, like what the elders were talking about. He changed his tune, but you see, he had to get that. Now now he could be fighting. He may never recover again, as we know, he may not never recover again unless he humbles down and the Most High has mercy on him. But most people, they get their what's that thing? When it eventually sets, some people get cerebral palsy, which he seems all right, but some people get cerebral palsy or blood clots, which goes to the heart. His brother died. Same reason. Yep, that brother that came to come up when we was back, when we was around 2017, when we used to go to certain area, he came up against the camp, scoffing and scarning, and I found out a year ago that said one got taken out, he got deleted. I know the family, I know them quite well. So this other one, I was trying to tell him not to get the sea hit. Now, I can see a little bit of a change of an attitude. I don't see him often, but it's because I went to get down a certain area to pick up what I need to pick up. But he's listening to the herbs. Now I'm talking to him about herbs. He's changed. He said, you know what, I'm very humble, I don't mind. And he was listening keenly. And before he was being like stubborn, as we mentioned about in Ezekiel, how we have to be stubborn, hard like flint, firm but true. What's when you opened up when you said that we have to be? Let our yes mean yeah and nay be nay. So firm with people. And we're confident in this truth. Because it stands, man, and people are seeing the difference. People are seeing the difference in us. When I said, look different, you look like you're a bit younger and all that. And people have been saying that. Well, it's the Spirit of the Lord. That's right. The Spirit of the Lord that's on us, man. It's not of our own. So let's carry on.
I'll read them in Psalms.
Yeah, reading 4.
Yeah, verse 4. Keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man, which are purposed to overthrow my goings.
Yeah, so we got the sea hit right now. Right, that was one of his swords, one of his weapons. You know, we was firm with that. Brothers were firm with that. Because we value our lives, man. You know, we don't hate ourselves, man. We don't value the food fire more than we value our own life, man. What kind of foolishness is that? You might not be crazy. You know? So that the Most High preserved us, man, from the violent man. You have purpose to overthrow my goings. Pray to the Lord every single day. And I've got my Hebrew selection that I'm getting into, right? You know, we don't have to reveal all our prayers, the Hebrew prayers. I'm getting into my Hebrew prayers, you know, for self-control, you know, for concentrate, discipline. And I'm seeing the benefits, I'm seeing improvements.
So like just to add to your point, you reminded me, I walked past my doctor's surgery this week, and they've got a sign out the front. Shit, I'll take a photograph of it and do a video on it, Lord willing, but there was a sign out the front, and it said like, how many millions have taken the flu stab, will you? Now the thing I heard recently is that they're going to try and mix the mRNA thing with the regular flu shots. So a lot of people are going to get it that way.
Damn.
But the question they were putting outside the doctor's surgery was like, these many people are taking it, are you? And it's like basically trying to make you go with the broad range, because this word sees, or if there's a large number of people doing it, it must be right. But that's the broad range needed for destruction.
It was in saying the book of Psalms, what is it, 1:1, following, I think it's
One and not a multitude is doing evil. So like, I just feel like you're talking about your friend.
Yeah. Well, he might not be around for very long. Let's see what happens anyway. Because you know they've got somebody in his family already. So see, he was warned. He came up to the camp, man. We was telling him. I remember what we were talking about. We said that they're going to crash the cash because he was quite a wealthy guy.
And he trusted in his riches.
Let's say quite a wealthy guy. Very wealthy guy. That was able to stay. You know. He was going for millionaire and all that. He was talking about all of that. Because when I was coming out of the Christian church, I was Muslim. I was looking into a lot of other, you know, looking into certain things. And I was listening to him talking. But most I said, no, you ain't going nowhere with that kid there. He took him out. Now his brother totally changed his attitude to me.
So like I don't mean to distract you, but do you remember that board game called The Game of Life? Did you ever play that board game? At the end, you're supposed to get a millionaire's mansion. So with the guy you're talking about, he's playing the game of life, thinking he's going to retire his riches.
Yeah, a lot of big talk. There's a lot of the Muslims, a lot of these big talk anyway. Yep. Big talk. And if you're in with the Ishmael, it wasn't even the black one, it's like the Ishmael. You know, like those people there over there in Dubai and all of that, going on holidays, you know, them big words. So I believe it was the CD that got him. Ultimately, the Most High got him. Anyway, we're going to carry on.
Psalms 140 verse 6. I said unto Yahweh, thou art my God, hear thou my voice, hear the voice of my supplications, O Yahweh.
Yeah, to supplicate, man, you know. Then now the brothers are getting into putting a lot of the videos out with supplication. I remember years ago, Elder Apostle Bar was saying, brothers don't pray, man. That's why you don't stay around long. He said it. No, he said that. I remember he said that years ago, man. Because brothers ain't praying, man. And I come back to the Christian church. Yeah, I was a bit, you know, I was under the vibration of the Christian church. But even they fucking tell you to pray, man.
Even MC Hammer told you to pray, man.
You know, see what I'm saying, though. But no, we can't stress that enough, man. We can't stress it. The elders was talking about that, man. So we're not going to stop stressing about it because that's part of it. It's part of this truth. Yeah?
Right, verse 7.
To supplicate, yeah.
O Most High, the Lord, the strength of my salvation, thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Grant not...
Yeah, in the day of battle, it does cover my head, man. You don't know how many battles or how many dramas that the Most High delivered you from. I'll say that in the spirit. I know back in the day I've got stories and testimonies and all that, but even the ones that I'm not aware of, the Most High protected me from, us from. Some brothers have had all kinds of Elder Apostle Gabar talks about the problem when you come into the world. It starts from the time you come into this world. If we ain't going to get all up into, you know, personal thing and thing, coming out of the womb and all of that, man. The prophets. you know. But the Most High made sure the delivery took place, you know. Yeah.
Verse 8. Grant not, O Yahweh, the desires of the wicked, further not his wicked device,
Yeah.
lest they exalt themselves, Selah.
Yeah, the wicked device, that's that MOTB. And all their devices that are wicked, that they want to delete us with. You know, so the prayers of the protection, that's another one too. Prayers of protection when you're in your house. There's a video that's up, man. I might see if I put it up. That we're actually protected by angels. We're protected, our houses are protected by angels. And if we're the men of the Lord, our families, our relatives potentially are protected by angels too. When you're walking and the demons, when they see you coming, you know, let's say there's a crowd of people there, there's only the demons around them, and you come, the demons, they start shuddering, you know. It's a video, it's actually in the video, it's a very true video. But I saw that and I said, yeah, that's true, man. That's why it's good to stay under this, grant not, 7. O God and the Lord, the strength of my salvation, thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Because the spiritual battles, Ephesians chapter 6, there's spiritual battles going on all around right now as we can speak right now. There's all kinds of battles taking place. It's for the souls of man.
And I just add to your point, everybody in this class has got demons around them.
Yeah.
You know, we can't see it, but every single person around us has demons fighting on them, trying to pull them one way or another.
Yeah. So when you see somebody, your spirit is so strong, right? A demon could be hovering over somebody. That demon might even flee. That if it's your family, that demon might even flee from that guy. Your spirit is that powerful. We might not think that, but as long as you don't lead us not into temptation. You know, as long as you don't go into their you know, like I mentioned what the elder apostle said. It was kind of, I saw what he was saying. Why would we go to the cinema in a dark room surrounded by demons all around us? I use that. You know, why would you put yourself in them kind of areas? Not to say you can't do that, go pictures with the gallery, but you get an idea what I'm saying. Like go into some of these dark places like shebeens and rave clubs and all that.
Yeah, nightclubs.
A man of the Lord don't need to go there. Yeah. And I personally, there's certain places I won't go now. It's just me, you know.
Just a precept to back up the point. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
These demons, and you've got the fleshly demons, which is to ease them, the elites, putting spells on us. I had brothers talk about that. Sometimes I wake up and brothers wake up praying, man. Let me just say it like that. You know, you might have a Hebrew prayer that's yours, you've adopted it. You wake up praying, and, you know, because the spirit makes you to say it. Because demons are trying to do something to you, man. So you just had that little prayer, could be just a little quick one, you know.
Sometimes it's like you even wake up swinging.
Yeah.
You feel things.
Yeah. Well, that's spiritual praying. That's actually literally you might do it, or spiritually you do that. Wake up swinging in the spirit. You're fighting. Yeah, man. You're fighting. It's a fight, as you're saying.
Shall we read on?
Yeah.
Actually, Salaki, there was a point in the verse that you just read, Amnuala. A few verses down about the helmet.
Oh yeah, that's in verse 11, but I'll start at 10.
Yeah.
It says, Ephesians 6:10, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Yeah.
The helmet part. Take the helmet. Should we read a few verses down?
Okay, yep, verse 17. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
Because that ties into what I just read here in Psalms 140, verse 7. O the Most High, the Lord of my strength and salvation, thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. So that's how our heads are covered. You know, and that's the armor that David had on when he went to fight Goliath. He didn't take Saul's physical, carnal armor, but he had the armor of God on him, which is spiritual. So back to the point you wanted to read on here.
Yeah.
Psalms 140 verse 9. As for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not up again.
Yeah, sure. That example with the good moral of the story we opened up with Shemaiah, innit? With Shemaiah.
Oh, the guy who was casting the stones,
Yeah,
talking shit.
Came out casting the stone, thinking that he's just dealing with any old man.
Yeah.
You can just do that with any old man. Nah, caught up on him in the end. So when people have done things to us, right, we may not even remember. Most I took account of it, man. It goes back far. Most I took an account of it. Yeah, and because he's so just, he may even let you hear of it. What happens to the person, you know? Years ago, years and years ago, you forgot the Most High don't forget.
Hey, I've got it's like I've got a testimony about it, but it's funny. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm reading on.
yeah.
Verse 11. Let not an evil speaker be established in the earth. Evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him.
Oh man, you talk about all the whole of the Trump family are up for charges, and they had to silence Trump in the court. They had to put a gab order on him. Now he's in the court and he's cussing and screaming like a sailor, like he's showing the two colours. Ivanka and his two sons are up for food charges. They inflated the cost of the prices of their hotels. So, you know, that's fraud. Basically, he's up for fraud. So, see, this all this is prophecy, man. You know, there's all types of things being, you know, under the radar and blatantly in front of you to see. You know, let not the evil speaker establish in the earth. The carpet has been ripped from under his feet. Right? It's been unestablished now. It's been overthrown now. Also, Biden now, we know his illnesses that's coming upon him. I would say it's Alzheimer's. You know, Alzheimer's, or when you get that bad memory loss,
Dementia.
Senile dementia, which is the Most High putting that up on him. So, you know, to show that this is a big joke. Babylon is a big joke. That's your prime minister with senile dementia, losing his foot in mid-flow. So, evil shall hunt the violent man and overthrow him. So he's being unestablished now, being rooted out. Yeah, a couple more verses, then we can handle that.
Right. Verse 12. I know that Yahweh will maintain the cause of the afflicted,
Right.
and the right of the poor.
Yeah, the afflicted, he's going to maintain our cause. Like I say, we thought that things that happened to us, going back to childbirth, could be anybody and anybody, that we thought, you know, they thought they got away. The Most High took an account of it. They may be your slaves in the kingdom. All kinds of scenarios, you know that, and he's going to let you be. Psalms 91, man. I think that we shall see the fall of our enemies. And that's good when you feel vindicated about something. When somebody comes back around and you was actually the bad guy, and then it comes around that you weren't. Yeah, and you were vindicated, and the person that was actually trying to accuse you of something was the actual perpetrator of it. Yeah.
Verse 13. Surely the righteous shall give thanks unto the name. So let me read it again. Surely the righteous shall give thanks unto thy name. The upright shall dwell in thy presence.
Yeah. I mean, speak for yourself. We're going to see the power of the Lord. We're going to be big grown to it. Slowly, but it's not even slowly because it's on the Most High's time, which is different from our time. So it's coming down the pipe quickly. Yep. Yeah, we're going to give praises to Yahweh.
Yeah, so give me Ecclesiastes 3 and 14. Right, Ecclesiastes 3 and 14, it says, I know that whatsoever Yahweh doeth, it shall.
Verse 16. Verse 16.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine heart, Yahweh shall judge them.
Read the verse, we'll use the Lord required that we just passed it out. So I think it's moving.
Consider Ecclesiastes,
That should be in verse 15.
15.
Ecclesiastes 3:15.
Whoever got it, he did.
Okay. Ecclesiastes 3:15. That which hath been is now.
He got it. Might as well let him read it. Let him read it.
Ecclesiastes 3:15, he says, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past.
Yeah, so Salakia for that stop this right now. Yeah, because I just wanted to build off what Ariel and these brothers were going into. Because even when you look at us, right, as a people, we also had evil speakers among us. Right? Going all the way back in the ancient world, we had false prophets and these kind of sort of things. And all of these false prophets, as well as we have it today, pretty much were responsible for the nation and going on. Alright? So because we've had these, you know, these false lying spirits in the midst of our people, this is where we laid it in. Okay, that's why our people were going in and out of captivities. And you know, that's just because all of the bad things that we did as a people were recorded. Alright? So when things are recorded, when the things that we do which is wrong and it's recorded all right, we get judged according to these things. So that's why we're suffering as a slash right. Alright? So continue on with that. So if we're suffering over the wrong things that we did as the people of God Himself, then guess what? The wicked is going to suffer the things that they have done. Because all of the judgments are written in the scriptures. And I just want to project that because it was written that if we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, going all the way back to what Moses was saying in Deuteronomy 28, then guess what? We was going to play out those judgments. We was going to be under them curses. And it is also written that the wicked are going to do wickedly, and judgment will be pronounced upon them. So I just want to just build on that topic right there. Go on.
Right, so this is Ecclesiastes 3:16, carry on.
Yeah.
And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
Yeah.
And I said in mine heart, Yahweh shall judge the righteous and the wicked.
Right, and as well as we were judged. The righteous, which happens to be the Israelites, and as well as the wicked happens to be the Edomites. So no one is absconded from judgment. So we as a people, right now as it stands, beginning even including the elect, we're bearing the brunt of the curses. I would say the elect are bearing the rough edge of the curses. Even though we're not catching as much hell as the majority of Jake, but we're bearing the brunt because obviously we all went off, and the leadership begins with the elect. All right. So it's been written that these things were going to come to pass, and our experiences is showing forth that we got to be the people of the Lord. Go on.
He says, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work.
Yeah. So the point is that the earth is basically the place of judgment, and that knocks out this whole idea of hellfires underneath the earth. No, the hell that you catch is here on the earth. All right, this is where you're judged now. So now let's go and get the Luke, the second chapter.
Luke 2 from verse 1. Therefore the Lord hath made good His word, which He pronounced against us, and against our judges that judged Israel, and against our kings, and against our princes, and against the men of Israel and Judah.
Right, and as it was during the time of Baruch, which I believe Baruch was in the time of Babylon. And during the time of Babylon, our people were sold as slaves. The Israelites were sold as slaves, and during the time of Babylon. So, what is Baruch talking about? That he made good his word, meaning through Moses, which is him being spoken of in the book of the law, the second book of the law, which is Deuteronomy. He's basically going to elaborate on the book of Deuteronomy 28, and showing forth that the Lord made good on His word because of our injustices. All right, go on.
Verse 2, to bring upon us the great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to those things that were written in the law of Moses.
Yeah, so somebody give me numbers, 23 and 19.
Numbers 23 and 19, it says, Yahweh is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent.
Right. So the Lord is a power which is obedient to his word. And he's the Heavenly Father. He's the Most High. Okay, so again, as I'm going to say, if the judgment came upon us, which was written to happen, and it came and it's happening right now, and it's happening through a process of time, then that proves that the word of the Lord is sure.
Right.
It's right. As it is written that we have more of a sure word of prophecy. Okay? Go on.
He says, hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or have we spoken, and shall he not make it good?
And shall he not make it good? So as the brother just read on how the evil speaker will what? Be overthrown. You see? So even that's written because obviously in the times to come, you're going to have evil men being exalted. And what is it? Iniquity is going to bound on the earth. Wickedness is going to cover the earth. And therefore, judgment will be pronounced upon the wicked, who indeed is the so-called white man, the Edomites, beginning with the Amalekites. So these things are written. So we know with a surety this devil is going to go down. And we're in a quiet time. We're in the exact time of this devil going down. How do we know this? Because we see all of the things that the disciples were inquiring of Yahushua, and Yahushua told them of these things in the latter end. And as well as we are also a sign concerning the end of the world, as well as Ezekiel the prophet was a sign of the ending, unto Israel. Okay? Go on.
He says, behold, verse 20, behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it.
Right. So that's just Balaam talking. So now let's go back and read the root. Back in Baruch 2, verse 3, that a man should eat of the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter. Yes, so somebody reading Deuteronomy 28 and 57. Because that's exactly what happened. When you go into the Josephus, during the time of the Solomon, and as well as during the time of the first Roman-Jewish wars, which goes all the way back, which started in what, 67 AD, no, excuse me, BCE, that's what they're saying now, towards 130 to 34 BC. Not before, excuse me, CE, the Christian era. Salaki about it. Alright? So that actually happened. So again, this proves that once again, what we're saying as the men of the Lord, as the prophets, is going to be declared as being the truth.
That's right.
As well as the ancient prophets declare it. Yeah, so yeah, read what you got. You got it? No, I got it. Deuteronomy 28:57 says, let me start from 56 to give it context. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. Yeah, which was going on in ancient Rome, and as well as it's going on right now. You see how our women are dealing with their children and everything else. All right, I can elaborate that more lengthily, but you know, just for the sake of time, we're going to go into that. Go on. And towards the young one that cometh out from between her feet, and towards her children which she shall bear, right? For she shall eat them for the want of all things. Yeah, because the famine would come. The besiegement of the people would come. When the Romans put an end to the Jewish state. Great slaughter, and while before the great slaughter, they besieged the city, they stopped the food from going into the city. So what do you think is going on? When you go into the history of Josephus, it tells you he was eating leather from their shoes, right? They went as far as eating the leaves off the trees. Yeah. All of that terrible stuff that they did at the time because they had to. And then you had women that had children that you know, pretty much resorted to having to eat their own children, their own babies. So that prophecy of Moses actually happened. All right? Because what? The Lord pronounced judgment upon us for the wrongs that we've done. As it is written. So again, as I'm going to say, as it is written, which we're going to get into later on, Esau is going to bear witness to the wrongs that he has done.
Yep.
When it's all said and done. Yeah, so that's all I need on that. Yes, so go back in Baruch chapter 2, verse
verse 3 again. That a man should eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter. Moreover, he hath delivered them to be in subjection to all the kingdoms that are around about us, and as a reproach and as a desolation among all people round about where the Lord hath scattered them.
Right, and the word reproach means to bear the shame. So we've been scattered abroad, and now we're been put to shame among the world. And even in this captivity, the last captivity of them all, we're being brought to shame. If you look at what happened during the time of the carnival, right, which was a couple of months back, they showed the amount of trash that was around within the carnival. And all you had was Jake all over the place. Now I want to say this too. They should have had enough trash cans around so that the garbage can be filled. But yet and still, Jake was still acting like they were animals, irrational. And that went all around across the board, even to America. So even that incident right there, not to be silly, but that situation proves who we are. Because we've hit ground zero as a people. But this is the prophecy which would take place, which would happen to the Israelites. So them Amalekites over there in the land of Israel, they can't be them people over there. Because if they're the people, then the judgments would show them. All right? They would be under the influence of them curses, like we are. We would see them living in the same lower predicaments today, right along with our people. We don't see that. Okay?
Plus, the biggest fallacy is them being in that land in the first place, and then being given that land by the British government.
By the British government, and basically, it wasn't said in prophecy that the British government will establish the land of Israel. I mean, as a state, it doesn't say that. It says that the Messiah will establish the nation of Israel. As a nation, we will be established, not as a state. All right? But we can go into all of that, man. Go on.
Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other powers, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Yeah, so we would consent unto the gods of the nations. Even as it stands right now, like during the time of Babylon, we were serving the gods of the Babylonians. During the time of the Medo-Persian Empire, we were serving them gods. Same thing as it stands right now. This is the revival of Babylon, and we're serving what? Christianity, which is what what's this guy named Vocabulon is trying to push us back to. That's not going to work, because right now we're in a generation in time, and the men of the Lord, or the elect, are happening to basically not be deceived, as it is written. If it be possible to see the elect, but it's not possible, because it's written in the book of the law as well as the book of the prophets that the prophets will come back and be established once again, all right, and pronounce the judgments of what's to come. All right, that's why we're here. We're not here to be deceived. We was deceived before, but the Lord put a different spirit on us, his spirit, to bring forth that which is written in the scriptures. So we're obedient to the ministry. We're not obedient to the false gods of the other nations anymore. Them times are done, because the Lord is resurrecting the house of David now. All right? Come on, David.
Isaiah 46:3. It says, hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnant of the house of Israel.
Right, and all of the remnant of the house of Israel. So they're going to return back to the Lord and then hearken unto what? The Lord himself. So a part of that is doing what we're doing. Preaching the ministry. Speaking about the past of what happened to us as a people and why it happened, and speaking on the future. Okay? That's what we're here to do. All right? Go on.
It says, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb.
Right, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried through out of the womb. Just like what was told to, if I'm correct, Jeremiah.
Before I knew thee, I formed thee in the womb, and ordained me to be a prophet.
And I ordained thee to be a prophet. So the Lord set up men to bring out the truth. And even you have false prophets too. They're prophets too, but they're just false prophets. But even they're bringing out the notion that we're Israelites. And this knowledge is spreading like wildfire. Actually, it's already spreading. You know, when I was coming into the truth, that's when the Spirit started to come. Because I found the knowledge shit. Even though you can hear the sound of my voice, you know, I'm American, right? But I learned this truth when I was hip. So when I was coming in, that's when the Spirit kind of begun once again. But the truth has already been spread out. All right. So we're at the end of the world. Doesn't the scripture say when this gospel shall, when the gospel of the kingdom shall be spoken at the end of the world? Excuse me.
When the gospel shall be preached to all the earth.
Yep.
And then the
to
end
ends
shall
of earth, and then the end shall come.
And then that's it. And then the end shall come. So this is proof that we're in the end of the world. Because we see too many things alluding to the end of the world while this ministry is expanded the way it's happening. All right, go on.
Verse 4 says, and even to your old age I am he, and even to all hairs I will carry you. I have made and will bear, and I will bear, even I will carry and will deliver you.
Right, and even I will bear thee and carry you. So we're being led by the Spirit, and we're going to be physically led to salvation being carried. And even the hoary hairs. So we're going to be in this thing from young men to old men. Some of us are kind of developing gray hairs too. You know what I'm saying? We came in here, we was like mad young, but let's even begin with the elder apostles. To be exact, they're more of a better example. Because I remember when I came into the truth, we had a few grays over there, and now they're fully grayed out. You know? But even the brothers that were, you know, real young in their teens, and now they in their 30s now. And they kind of get in a, you know, a sprinkle of, what do you call it? Speckle of gray hairs, man. You know what I mean? Hey, even me, man, I keep it real. You know, there's a little speckle of gray hairs I got. Go on, brother.
Verse 5 says, to whom will ye liken me?
You know, there was a time when my beard was just jet black. Now I got, like, she's going brown now. It's turning gray. Yes.
Verse 5, to whom will ye liken me?
But I'm still relatively young now.
And make me equal, and compare me that we may be like.
You agreed on.
They lavish gold out of the bag and weigh silver in the balance and hire a goldsmith.
Yeah, that's going into something else. Yeah, so go back and read it, you don't.
Yeah, just to bring it out, because you mentioned it briefly, it's Jeremiah 1 and verse 5. It says, read from verse 4, then the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
Yeah, so we was separate. The word sanctified, which means to be what? Made separate, or to be made hollow. Separate unto himself, to bring out the ministry the way that we're doing. So what are we doing right now? We're bringing out things that happened to us in the past, and as a result of why it happened to us. And as well as we're bringing out what's going to happen into the future, as it is written that there's new things that the Lord is declaring to us. All right? And that's what we're doing. So I want to talk about what's going on. Let's go back.
Back in Baruch 2 verse 5, thus we were cast down and not exalted, because we have sinned against the Lord our God, and have not been obedient unto his voice.
And not been obedient unto his voice. So in this time that we're living in right now, we've been brought down real low. The Lord's broken us down to nothing to build us back more effectively. Okay? And what we have to understand is that we have to be obedient and servants unto the Lord himself. The more of a servant we become to the Lord, is the more blessed we become. That's what this whole thing is about. Okay? I'm going to say it again. The Lord is making us to become servants unto to serve his purpose. We have to be a great deal of a servant according to his purposes. Like it is written that the whole duty of man is to keep his commandments. Right. There you go. Go on.
Verse 6, to the Lord our God appertaineth righteousness, but unto us and unto our fathers open shame, as appeareth this day.
Right, open shame as it appears this day. You see all women, man, the way they looking out there, just looking like circus creatures now. Wearing all different colored hairs and everything. Right? And you got certain guys, man, they think that shit's hot. That's attractive. That shit ain't attractive, man. You know what I mean? Like, you can't walk around with that and expect to be taken seriously.
Looking like you're taking out a clown from the circus.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And as a matter of fact, some of these nigga women look like they celebrating Halloween. They got tattoos all over their skin, and they are influencing other women to have tattoos all over their skin. It's crazy, man. So this is proof that we're the people, because we've been put to a shame, man. And it's all due to the psychological things that this devil has done to us. Just to keep it real with you, because this devil done did a damn good job and subduing our people and mentally calibrating our people to be the circus clowns that they are.
It said that they even further the affliction.
They even further their affliction.
Make matters worse.
Verse 7, for all these plagues are come upon us, which the Lord hath pronounced against us. Yet have we not prayed before the Lord.
Right, that's the majority of our people. They haven't prayed before. They cry for they cry for somebody else to take care of their situation. You know what I mean? Like when all hell breaks loose, they're gonna be crying to go at FEMA.
Where FEMA at?
Yeah, we're FEMA. Right? And they're gonna take the mark just so they can continue their government support, income support, you name it. They ain't going to the Lord in that time. They ain't going to the Lord right now. I'll be catching hell. So they haven't prayed. Go on.
Verse 8, yet have we not prayed to the Lord that we might turn everyone from the imaginations of his wicked heart.
Right, and to turn everyone from the imaginations of their wicked heart. Now, doesn't it say in the book of Kings? It says, if all of Israel turned in the east, then the Lord would hear our cry and we would have deliverance. But that's not written. What is written is the fact that the remnant shall return and that they're going to be saved.
That's right.
This is why the elder apostles put the spirit out there in the words of saying that we have to base pretty much when we salute, we give the salute in the names of the Lord, and we also exalt the idea that the Lord is going to deal with 144,000. Because it's all about the elect. It starts with the leadership now. All right? That's the order. The Lord, they sit down on the cross for the leadership, and then when the leadership is exalted, then all of Israel eventually is going to be exalted.
Right.
Okay?
Quick reset to back you up. Isaiah 30 verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me.
Right, that take counsel, but not of him.
And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit,
Right.
that they may add sin to sin.
That they may add sin to sin. Because what is the sin that they're performing? Now, doesn't it say in the book of Exodus, the first law says to
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
thank you, brother. Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. So when you're not taking the covering of the power that created your ass to begin with and created all of this existence, you're worshiping the creature more than the creator.
That's right.
That's the ultimate sin that our people are convicted of. So when all hell breaks loose, they can't expect the Lord to defend them and back them. They can't. Because before the Lord has to defend you, you have to be in conjunction with the Lord. Go on, brother.
This is Malachi 3:16. It says, then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts.
And they should be mine, saith the Lord of hosts. Why? Because we're going backwards and forwards among one another, speaking on the names of the Lord. Like Nate will say, we don't know the name. We're not really sure about that. Right? 1 minute he says one thing, and a minute he says another thing. A double-minded man is unstable. Most high Christ and blessed. What are you talking about? This nigga broke down the name to be exact in the year 95. He was in front of that blue wall. Nate ain't stupid, man. He know the deal. Okay? So the thing of it is, the Lord is in conjunction with those that acknowledge him through his name. Go on.
It says, and they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth.
So the elect are going to be spared. They're going to be taken care of. Why? Because we've been converted. The word convert means with truth. What is the truth? To acknowledge our purpose here on earth, which is to serve him and know his name. His naming Jesus. His naming Yeshua, right? Or Yahuwah, however these Christians pronounce the name of the Lord. right? And his only begotten son. We know him as Yahweh or Yahweh Shah. So by these names, we serve and we give credit to these names, man. The word credit means belief. We give belief into these names. We have faith on these names. When we establish the camp, what? We speak and we labor through the names. Yeah? Okay? Go on, my brother.
So like just a point. Sometimes you get a knock on the door, someone's coming around, I'm collecting for this company, or I've been sent on behalf of this person.
Absolutely.
That's why when we give the names, we say, look, we're coming in the names of Yahweh
Nice.
We're not coming in our own name or Jim down the road or Bob down the street. We're letting you know whose names are coming in. So therefore you know who you represent.
Yep.
And if you were to misrepresent those names, we get punished for it. So we've got to be doing what we're supposed to be doing, because if we don't, Most High is going to fuck us up for taking his name in vain.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I ain't gotta say anything on it. Listen.
I've got one last verse here. It says, this is Malachi 3:18. It says, "Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not."
And that's why we get on these other guys. Now, individuals may say, well, why is it that GMS get on IUIC, GOCC? Because it's in our right to discern the wicked from the righteous.
Right.
Hit me with that, my brother.
Elder, can I just say something? To back up my brother, one. Read that again, Baba Bashaw.
Last verse.
The last verse, yeah?
In Malachi 3:18 it says, "Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not."
Return. So listen to this now. Ezekiel 6 verse 8. Yet will I leave a remnant. Right? There has to be a remnant left. The Lord set it up that way. Because if there's no remnant left, the minute, it will be pure wickedness.
Yeah.
Right? Yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered through the countries.
Right. So the remnant are going to be escaped from the sword and the destruction. Right? Because again, the Lord is going to establish the kingdom of the elect. So by us discerning, what is it? The righteous and the wicked.
Yes.
We're doing a job.
Thank you, Elder.
We're rehearsing the righteous acts,
you.
showing our leadership skills.
Thank you.
Okay? So we're going to do what we got to do. And we don't really care who has an issue. We're going to talk about such and such if they're going to war. All right? Also, what Paul said it the best. He said, look, be instant in season and out of season, reprove and rebuke with all long suffering. So the job is to reprove and rebuke in some cases.
Take the bishop name out your mouth.
Right, exactly.
Take the bishop name
Take
out
the
your
bishop
mouth.
name out your mouth. You know, shit like that. Like, bro, like if the guy's off, it doesn't matter if the guy's a bishop. Doesn't matter how he look. He may have the flash look, right? He might have the Hollywood intros and outros. And guess what, man? The way you look doesn't determine your ass, you gonna get in the kingdom.
Yeah, but we're considered as bums, isn't it?
But
So
we
bums.
consider this bums. But you know what? As it says in the book of Zechariah, I'm gonna do a thing on it, man, Lord willing. It says that among brethren, right, you have, what is it, a man that which is cheap, but also it says they that fear the Lord. Okay, so the Lord looks at, in the eyes of the Lord, it says, I gotta get it correctly just a little bit. But yeah, so the thing of it is, in the eyes of the Lord, we that serve him are cheap in his eyes, despite the fact that we look like. We may look like bumps, but in the eyes of the Lord and the angels of the Lord, we're cheap in their eyes. Okay? Versus those that may look flashy, look like they got it together, organized and everything. The boys in purple, right? And it's even the boys in black, they wearing the same uniform. They look organized. But within the full of dead man's bones. Those are the guys you don't want to be. You want to be the guys that look appropriate enough to further the ministry, but within the camp, there's peace and there's tranquility because their lives can be ordered.
They're dealing with the outside man.
Yeah.
They're not dealing with the the scripture talks about in the new. They're bold.
Yeah.
They're still them old niggas. That's what which ones are the ones that dress in dark and the sunset?
I hear.
That's the old that gangster shit.
That's that 1992 Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
That's
vibe.
exactly what
Like West Coast.
niggas with an
That's
attitude.
me.
Yeah.
That's that West Coast bullshit.
Yeah.
I've got saying. This is Malachi 4:1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the wicked, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
When you're ready, brother.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. It says, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with his even healing
In his wings, beautiful scripture,
and
brother.
ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stool. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet. In the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts." So yeah, man, and when we talk about the wicked as well, you know, don't all automatically jump to we're talking about Esau. The wicked is the wicked around people as well, and they're gonna get they're in for a surprise.
It's just written down among my people are found wicked men.
Exactly, and I noticed a lot of trends now, especially on social media, where you got our own people trying to refute the truths of the scriptures and refuting the fact that there's the Most High. So these are the ones that are going to get it first, along with the false prophets. You know? And the beauty of it is that we're going to have the elect, I would say, are going to have the charge of putting in order, putting them to pay. You know, for speaking up against the Most High. And it talks about the name. It says, but unto you that fear my name, and as the elder said, you know, Nate was going, he went in when he broke that name down.
Yep.
And now all you've done is destroyed your good works. Because you know, we read before that the names are written, and everything that is being recorded. So there was you teaching the name, the breakdown perfect. And now you're going against them. That's you can call that blasphemy. What does the scripture say about blasphemy?
Can't be forgiven. And he also was making fun of the name a couple of years ago too.
Yeah.
Call him Yoga Yoga.
Yeah, exactly. The world.
In the wilderness.
Oh yeah, you found a stupid stone.
And it's, you know, I remember, you know, that's their thing. You know, you should be able to tell who's false out there because you're not coming with no biblical facts. That is why GMS can rebuke all these other camps and can't be rebuked. And that's not to say, anything in pride. It's just it's the truth.
And you know what, too, just to back you up a little bit, and the reason why they can't really rebuke us, now Nate may say, oh yeah, these guys are bombs and here and there, you know, diss us from here, you know, from here and there, but they really can't say that what's going on. It's true. So they could come with this, you know, disrespectful terms, but what they can't really say is that where you going on.
That's exactly why they come in the disrespectful terms.
Yeah.
They can't have nothing.
They ain't got nothing in it. Doesn't it also say that the bishop must be blameless? That's what it says. So yeah, we may not look as flashy as these niggas look, but guess what? We're blameless, even in the eyes of men. Because we walk in the right walk to the best of our ability. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Mashiach Shah, he gets the credit for that. Alright? Let's go back to the book of the week.
Back in chapter 2, verse 7. For all these plagues are come upon us, which the Lord hath pronounced against us. Yet we have not prayed before the Lord, that we might turn everyone from the imaginations of his wicked
And
heart.
really the plagues is basically the curses that befell us as a people. And even including these different various diseases as well. Even including the beast syndrome, right? Where a lot of our people did take it. And now they're suffering as a consequence of these things. Now, had they reverted back to the knowledge, they wouldn't have suffered these things. They would have known, okay, you can't trust the devil because as it is written according to the book of the prophets, never trust thine enemy. Right? Know that his wickedness was never cleared away altogether, all gone. Okay, going on.
Verse 9. Wherefore the Lord hath watched over us for evil, and the Lord hath brought it upon us.
Right.
For the Lord is righteous in all his works,
Right.
which he hath commanded us.
Right, and that's the point. The Lord is righteous over all of his works, which he hath commanded us. So doesn't it also say that the what is it in the book of Ecclesiastes 3, where it says the Lord required that which is past? You just read that.
That's right.
So we're being judged over the things that we did in the past as a people, as God's people, as the holy people of the Lord, the Most High's people. Let me just correct myself. So how much more these devils? These devils are going to get the judgment of the ass. Like no one has ever seen before because of the amount of wickedness that they have done. You've had something, bro.
Oh yeah. This is pertaining to the name of Yahweh Shai. This is 2 Chronicles 7 verse 14. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, I will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
And that's a beautiful precept, because what we have to do is we have to first humble ourselves. In order for us to understand what we're involved in, you gotta level yourself, man. You gotta take a deep breath, bring that head of yours low, calm yourself down, and then you're able to examine what you're supposed to be doing, man. And the purpose is that you're supposed to be a servant. We're basically servants of the Lord. We're not here to use this truth as a way to magnify ourselves. That's not what this thing is about. We are here to serve. All right? And we have to show that we are worthy of the kingdom by declaring our works in terms of demonstrating our services. All right? What I wanted to say, Salakia, brother, is to receive the kingdom of heaven, you have to be a great deal of a servant unto the Lord. That's what we have to display. Go on, my brother.
This is Romans 12 and 1.
That's just sit down, man.
It says, I beseech you, brethren. Shalaka, let me read that properly. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
Which is your reasonable service. And another thing, too, what we're doing is kind of thankless. And we should expect not to receive any kind of admiration or any kind of, payback. We should both be doing this work, knowing that later on we'll obtain the eternal crown. We're not supposed to be doing this truth or performing this ministry trying to get the likes and the accolades, the shalom, brother. And you got the sisters around, you got these women sitting on the beach chairs. And that's just kind of getting them on nerves. Like every time I watch these camps outside at GMS, they got these women sitting on the beach chairs. And then they got the kids rolling around. Just bring the men out and teach the work. So when all help, so when shit breaks loose,
Yes.
your women don't have to get involved. And then you got these women that just out they just looking like this. Because it's like, what the hell am I doing here? I'm wasting my time. I could have been in the yard doing something else. Preparing some food for the family. They got, you know what I mean? She's sitting there with her thing wrapped up. Because Jake, one thing that I noticed about Jake can't help but just stand on their own 2 feet. They always gotta have a woman around them.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's bullshit.
And then that even creates confusion too, because you have all these women, you don't know what's going through their mind. They see the next brother bringing up scriptures and looking good. You don't know your woman, their eyes in him up, and you just don't know. That creates confusion, out of order. That's up.
And also, they're showing up.
Oh, thank you.
Wives and
Yeah.
and that's bringing potential sins upon them.
Right.
That's it. Yeah. When Yahushua called his disciples, did he say, bring your wives and children?
Never.
What did Peter say? We've forsaken all. We've left our wives and our children to follow the what we came there for.
Right. Oh, as it is also written in the book of Proverbs somewhere, right? Now I'm thinking I'm wrong. But it goes like this: unto you, old men, I call.
Yeah, the flock of my pastor's men.
Yeah, so the Lord never said, oh yeah, we'll bring the children to the music
And some deck chairs.
and some beach chairs and shit, and have the women around. The Lord never said that. The Lord told the men to bring the ministry, to perform the ministry.
It's lucky there's another one. In 2nd Ezra, when he saw that tall man putting crowds upon their head, and he asked Muriel,
Yeah,
what are
was the
these?
kids at?
Oh yeah, these are those that sat on the deck chairs at the side. And these are the little children that were running around.
Oh man, it was the men. So that's just the thing. They gotta cut that shit out because they're missing the plot. The whole plot is for the men to do the services.
See, in the world, Jake always happens to put showing what we're about in the world, they happen to always put a twist on things. Most of the time, when Jake puts a twist on things, it improves it.
Right.
But when it comes to this, it's pure and simple.
There ain't no salt you can add to this truth.
Exactly. It's pure and simple. And let me read a couple more on this. Verse
Yeah,
2.
the salt and the seasoning is enough.
Exactly.
So when we bring out this word, man, it's a miraculous thing. It's perfect. You don't gotta add or take away.
Oh no, too much salt is not good either.
And too much
spoils the food.
seasoning.
Yeah, man.
Verse 2 says, and be not conformed to this world. But be
Hey, and I know because I used to be a chef.
Oh, there we have it.
You know what I mean?
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
Yeah, so we have the knowledge, so we're supposed to be able to like weigh out things. Is that reasonable? Is that not reasonable to do? Things of this nature. So GMS, even though GMS is just a term, we're just a cap. You know, we have a name like everybody else does, but we do things in proper order to the best of our ability because we know the importance of order. Without order, you have disorder, you have destruction. Chaos, yeah. So you can't be out here with the kids outside and shit, right? As an abundance, and you got deck chairs outside, women sitting in deck chairs. That's unreasonable, man. Just teach the word, keep it basic and simple. You know?
They're out to build communities, not to get to the kingdom.
That's the
They want to
bottom
build their little Israelite community here on earth and sing kumbaya and shit.
That's why they have all their cookouts. And there's nothing wrong with having a communion and coming together and all that, but it's the mainstay for these.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys out there.
Yeah, and just like the brother said, man, these guys are more about the community. I'm doing it for my people. No, this is about the elect. The people of the Lord is the elect. Fuck the majority of Israel. How about that? But see, a lot of guys ain't gonna come in that spirit. It's gonna be about, oh yeah, we gotta get accolades and attention from the majority. Yeah, fuck it. Go on, man. Oh yeah, you was reading.
Right, back in Baruch.
Okay, finished. I'm on.
Back in Baruch, it says, verse 10, yet we have not hearkened unto his voice to walk in the commandments of the Lord that he hath set before us. And now, O Lord God of Israel, that has brought thy people out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand and a high arm, and with signs and with wonders, and with great power, and has gotten thyself a name as a prayer to this day.
Yeah, which verse you remember?
Going into verse 12 now. O Lord our God, we have sinned, we have done ungodly, we have dealt unrighteously in all thine ordinances. Let thy wrath turn from us, for we are but a few left among the heathen, where thou hast scattered us.
Yeah, and that was a part of the curses. That the Lord will deplete us to less than we were before, because the Lord likened us as the stars of heaven. When you go into the heavens, you see a multitude of stars. That's no longer the case anymore. What you have is you have a very few of us in comparison to. Now, don't get me wrong. If you look at the nation of Israel, as it stands right now, we've been scattered among the nations, looking like the other nations. So we're still relatively a big nation. But in comparison to what we should be covering the whole entire earth more than everybody else. So the Lord made us free, right? Because this earth is big beyond what they've made us to believe. Go on.
Verse 12, let thy wrath turn from us, for where we are but a few left among the heathen, where thou hast scattered us. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and our petitions, and deliver us for thine own sake, and give us favor in the sight of them which have led us away.
Yeah, so I want you, brother, to get me Ezekiel 36 and verse. Yeah, so read it again, Baba, for sure. Yeah, read that again, Baba, for sure.
Verse, it's like I got distracted. Verse 14, hear our prayers, O Lord, and our petitions, and deliver us for thine own sake, and give us favor in the sight of them which have led us away.
Yeah, because the Lord is going to do that. But he's not going to do that for our sake. He's going to do that for the sake of declaring his name. We magnifying his name because we defiled his name due to us going beyond to these other gods and vain philosophies of mankind. All right? So that's why the Lord is going to have to deliver us, to uphold and to keep the covenants which was given, but primarily is to re-magnify his name, which I want to get into the book of Ezekiel 34. Yeah, 23. Yeah.
Ezekiel 36 and 23, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Right, and the heathen shall know that I am the Lord's, what saith what? Yahweh, right?
Saith the Lord Yahweh, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
Right, that I will be sanctified through you before their eyes. So the Lord has to what? Reestablish and put the fear on the earth, and in terms of showing his works through with his son when the son comes back, to put the fear on the earth on his name. To put that respect back on his name, like Birdman said, put some respect on my name. And that's just a little nigga. So how much more the Lord? So read that again, Baba Bashar.
Verse 2 Ezra 2, verse 15, 14 again. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and our petitions, and deliver us for thine own sake, and give us favor in the sight of them which have led us away.
Right, exactly. Give us favor in the sight, which was what? We were led up them, right?
The Babylonians, yeah.
Yep, go on.
That all the earth may know that thou art the Lord our God.
That the earth may know that thou art the Lord thy power. Let's read back to this.
Ezekiel 36 and 23, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith the Lord Yahweh, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
Right, which I will be sanctified in you with their eyes. So when the Lord demonstrates his might and his majesty, that's when we're going to be sanctified. That's when we're going to be glorified. Okay? So the glory begins with Yahweh Shah. He's going to demonstrate the Father's power, which the Father, or should I say the Son, is the right hand of the Father. And this right hand is going to demonstrate his power. And through that, that's how we're going to be magnified. Because what? We defiled the name of the Lord, profaned his name. Okay? So now let's read back to this.
Yep. Right, that all the earth may know that thou art the Lord our God, because Israel and his posterity is called by thy name. O Lord, look down from thy holy house and consider us.
Right.
Bow down thine ear, O
And he's
Lord.
talking about the house of Israel. Go on.
Bow down thine ear, O Lord, and hear us. Open thine eyes and behold, for the dead that are in graves, whose souls are taken from their bodies, will give unto the Lord neither praise nor righteousness. But the soul that is greatly vexed, which goes stooping and feeble, and the eyes that fail, and the hungry soul will give thee praise and righteousness, O
Right,
Lord.
that's talking about us. Because doesn't it also say that the Lord likes a contrite spirit? So we would be contrite. Why would we be contrite? Because of the curses we suffer, the shame and the reproach we have to bear. Okay? These are the things that's going to make the elect be brokenhearted. So even though we possess many things, possessing nothing physically, which is this word, we're still mourning because of the state of our people and the state of ourselves, our memory. So we're the brokenhearted. But these are they which will what? Inherit the earth. As it is written, the meek shall inherit the earth. So the elect are the meek, the lowly, the obedient, as well as their, what is it, their Father, which is in heaven, was obedient. I'm talking about the Yahushua in this case. He was obedient even unto death. All right? So we have to be likewise equivalent to the Master. Go on.
Yep, it says, verse 18, but the soul that is greatly vexed, which goes stooping and feeble, and the eyes which fail, and the hungry soul will give thee praise and righteousness, O Lord. Therefore, we do not make our humble supplication before thee.
Read it again, bro.
Verse 18 again, but the soul that is greatly vexed, which goeth stooping and feeble.
Right, and the soul that is greatly vexed. Now, when we go back to the time of the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, you had among the men that which was vexed because they heard the filthy conversations of the wicked, was Lot, which was Lot. So Lot and his children were delivered, and it's also his wife, but his wife looked back and turned to a pillar of salt. Okay. Also, it says in the book of Ezekiel 9 that they that which sigh and cry for the abominations that have been in the midst of them, they would have the seal or the mark. What is that mark? The mark is the Wa. Thank you, my brother. See, this brother's coming up. You're learning. You know, the Wa mark. What does the word Wa mean?
Exemption.
Mark of exemption.
The mark is exemption from judgment. So those that are vexed and that are what is feeble, they're gonna what? They're gonna seek the Lord. They're gonna give him praises. Go on.
But the soul that is greatly vexed, which goeth stooping and feeble, and the eyes that fail, and the hungry soul will give thee praise and righteousness, O Lord.
Because ultimately we're gonna hunger for righteousness. I mean, you could use that as a term of us being poor, but primarily this is basically telling of those that are hungering for righteousness, hungering for their deliverance through the righteousness. Let me say that correctly. Okay, go on.
Therefore, verse 19, Luke 2:19. Therefore, we do not make our humble supplication before thee.
That's the rest of our people.
We do not make our humble supplication before thee, O Lord our God, for the righteousness of our fathers and of our kings. For thou hast sent out thy wrath and indignation upon us, as thou hast spoken by thy servants the prophets, saying, Thus saith the Lord, bow down your shoulders to serve the king of Babylon, so ye shall remain in the land that I gave unto your fathers.
Right, so that's what happened. What happened is what? We were sold as slaves to the Babylonians. So in this society, what we sold as slaves? In this revival of Babylon, of course we were.
Why they do it?
Because what? What we did to the Father. And I mean, you know, we could also mention other things like the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter, elaborating on the different empires which would come after one after the other. But still, the reason why we're down and out is today because of our disrespect to the Father. Okay? So those judgments were told which would take place. So now, we're in a time, let's just fast forward. Somebody give me Lamentations 4:20. And Lord willing, we're going to go through the Spirit and get some precepts on that. Because according to the book of Lamentations, the 4th chapter, we bring it out from time to time. It says that the Lord will no longer discover the sins of Zion, but discover the sins of Israel. Yeah. 21.
Lamentations
I'm just a bit hyper, brothers, man.
It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
Right.
The cup also shall be passed through unto thee.
Yeah, and the cup is indicative of the curse that we had to undergo and drink.
Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked.
Doesn't it say that they will drink the dregs of the cup, meaning the most bitterest part of the wine? That's exactly what's going to happen, but that's not literal, that's symbolic.
Just a precept to back that up. Jeremiah 49:12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
Have assuredly drunk.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
No.
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Doesn't it also read that the Lord would not acquit the wicked? So if he wasn't acquitted, if the people of the Most High wasn't acquitted off of their wickedness, why in the hell would the Lord do something that which is disorderly and have them acquitted? That would then make them above us. Go on.
Ooh, right. That's and you know, we don't say, oh God, let's just cut that.
Yeah, that's a line in the sand.
Esau's finished. Edom's finished. There's nothing.
So I mean, the thing of it is, Esau will be judged. These so-called white people that are living good, and everything else, and the reason why they're living good today because of the wrongs that they have done. But eventually, when the Lord makes a second return, this place is going down in blood.
That's right.
This place is going down in fire. Yahweh Shai made it very clear that what would I be if I had not already sent fire on the earth? That's telling you he's going to come send fire. And it's so bad now that the British government, I'm going to have to tell you brothers this, right? Those that are listening. The British government don't want you to talk about it anymore. If you talk about it, you're going to have to spend 5 years in the pen. That's what they're saying, because a lot of people are talking shit. And it's overwhelming because all of the things that they should have done to help support the British people, they haven't done it. So now you have an overgrown population of the British public, and they're indebted to the people. They can't help support the people anymore. So now you have more people complaining about this and that and the third. All right, but that's how you know we're in the end of the world, because in the ancient world, you couldn't talk smack about the king. They said that we live in a democratic society. So if we live in a democratic society where the people rule, then why is it should we be penalized for speaking about the government?
Sound diplomatic.
Yes, and the reason why they provided that order, because what's really going on is that they're really feeling the heat. They're feeling the heat. Tell you what, brother, you can't give me Job 20, where it reads
In the fullness of the
that,
sufficiency.
you know where I'm going, right? So yeah, give me that. And it says that there should not feel quietness in it. That's the one that I really want. Quietness in their belly.
You know, there's a narrative going around to release far right Edomites politics. They're talking about the replacement them coming out of their positions and being replaced by the brown people, basically.
Right.
So they can feel it in their spirits. They know what's coming.
They know what's up, man.
Yeah.
It was given us to them. And they could never have done it without the power of
Yeah.
There's no way. They're the true minority.
Yeah. That's right.
Did you want Job 20 and 22? Sorry, 19 to 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Is that the one you want?
No, yeah, you can read that too, but there's a verse to be exact that I want where it says, "You shall not be."
Okay. That's a bit further up. Oh yeah? Okay, finish that.
Lamentations 4 and 22 says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished for the daughter of Zion.
Right, so we're almost coming to the end of the course of the Lord discovering our sins. Therefore, we're coming to the beginning of Esau's sins being discovered. All right, so all of the curses, just like you read, that cut in the book of Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7, it doesn't even say, all of the curses that I put upon thee will be upon thine enemies.
Wow.
So we're transitioning to this point. And that's why these levels are feeling the curses right now. But they ain't feeling the whole brunt of it. They just feeling, they feeling a little smaller.
And
And
it
it's
goes to
fucking with them.
it just goes to show, it's fucking with them. Because it's such a small touch that they're getting right now.
And they're crying.
Yeah, and they're crying, but they never had it so good. But when they get this little
Nah,
touch
brother,
now,
I gotta
all of a
correct
sudden-
you. I gotta correct you. And I gotta correct you. You're committing suicide.
Wow, it's true. It's true.
Over
You're
the
hearing that
curse.
word, you're
Yeah.
suicide. We're hearing a lot of that word now. Yeah.
And these are crackers that have made it hard.
Oh yeah.
Getting that guapo, man, go and do something.
They couldn't enjoy a little lockdown.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true, that's true. It says, the punishment of thine iniquities accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
You know that I can be excited, man. The scripture says we are likened unto lively stones.
Yes.
That's all right. That's it, man. And we have what? A lively way.
It says, he will discover thy sins.
Right. He will discover thy sins.
I got the one you wanted. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save that which he desires.
So what does that mean? He will not feel quietness in his belly, because as they're processing the New World Order, people are talking shit. That's right. You got the West Africans over there talking shit. Right? Even though you have puppet leaders over there that's inflaming the people, but that's awakening the minds of the people over there to talk their shit about the Western countries, France and the like, Britain and the likes, what they've done, all the injustices, even Haiti, the Haitians, man, they coming against something that you want. heavy, man. America is getting that what is it? That negative response from hate, and all around these different countries. All right, the whole world is looking at Esau sideways, like he's the main problem. The world has a bone to pick with Esau.
That's right.
So that's how you know that they're in an uncomfortable situation. If you can, brother, go back to that again.
Yeah, this is Job 20 and 20 again.
Straightness.
It says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, and he shall not save that which he desired.
Right.
There shall none of his meat be left.
Right.
Therefore shall no man look for his goods.
Right. So in other words, the New World Order is not going to be established. I tell you what, brother, read that verse again where it says, they shall feel straightness. They shall be in straightness.
Yeah, that shall be
22.
22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Right. So they're kind of like building their way up. They're almost to their fullness, getting that mark. They got the CBDC thing going. They got the the foundation of it, which is the digital ID system. So they're in the fullness of their sufficiency. They're almost at it. But meanwhile, as they're almost at it, people are complaining and moaning and warping, right, about the injustices that was done, and even people in the West, where it's being established, are complaining and moping and bitching. All of that's just negative energy. So when you got a bunch of people complaining about their government, that's what you call that's gonna have a vibrational effect. In
Dissension. The vibration of
The
dissension.
vibration of dissension. Just like, for example, when you go into the scriptures about the Israelites roaming around of the walls of Jericho, and they were shouting against the walls of Jericho and blowing the trumpets, what happened? The wall fell apart.
Yep.
Okay, because our ancestors understood a thing or two about the vibration. So if everybody's talking that negative shit about a particular government, guess what? That government can't function. Because in order for a government to function, or a kingdom to function, it has to be by the people. It can't just be the king himself. Now the king has a duty to play out. You know, he has an importance. But the people that keep the life of the kingdom going is the people. So if you could be the king of the world all day, every day,
Right.
but if no one respects your kingdom,
That's good.
your
Yeah,
domicile,
yeah.
then it's a wrap. You ain't got shit. Go on, brother.
That's where the real understanding of what a king is should come to mind. Because what does a king have? Subjects. Right? So who's the most important subject? Is it the king or the subjects? The king serves the subjects.
Yep.
But people who don't understand that think, oh, well, I'm the king. Yeah. Everybody's got to come to me. No, that's the wrong mindset.
Right. They gotta poke their chest out. Everybody gotta
Reminds me
poke
of,
their chest out.
Game of Thrones. I don't know if you've got
I remember that.
Yeah, Joffrey became king, right? And I think it was his grandfather or his uncle, the old man that was always counselling him.
Oh,
Charles
Charles Dance.
Dance. And he had to remind him that, you know, if you're the king, you don't have to keep telling people you're the. I'm just paraphrasing what he says. You don't have to keep telling people you're the king. His version of being the king was, you know, just being wicked and laying up with hoes and, you know, just doing what he wanted to do, and but not caring about the people.
Right.
And as we're going into a good king, his kingdom is running according to as it should be. You know, the subjects are living decent. There's always levels. There's always going to be levels. You're never going to have everyone that's living the largest, but there's, you know, people should be taken.
Yeah.
And it's like, look what they did. Just to make this point, look what they did to Libya. You know, that page was running. That place was running open.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. And they went in there, they destroyed that place, and now people are fleeing there, coming over to these places. And now you've got these Elamites up in the government telling you that there's too many of them coming over. When your people caused that.
Yeah.
Yo, it's true.
You know, and when I say your people, I mean the government figures. They caused that in the first place.
Yeah.
I got a scripture to back up Brother Caleb here. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 13. Better is a poor and wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more admonished. Be admonished.
Break it down.
Read that again, Baba Chuck.
Yes, Brother Caleb. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 13. Better is a poor and wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be admonished.
Well, an old and foolish king reminds you of what we were talking about earlier with King Saul. When David was on the come up, Saul was jealous, and like for for all the times he was reproved, he could never be corrected. So what ultimately came for him? Like when you're too proud, there's only one answer, one outcome for that. That's to be destroyed. So it's better to be a poor and wise child. Read that again.
Better is a poor and wise child than an old and foolish king.
Well, remember Solomon, before he was king, I went into it earlier, the things that he did, he showed his wisdom before he ascended to the throne. And then he was given even more wisdom because he prayed for it.
Right.
So that's a beautiful precept there which touches upon two of the issues which he talked about earlier, man.
And number two that's going to run with that with what you said. Proverbs 29:1 says, "He that be often reproved, hardeneth his neck, shall suddenly be destroyed and that without remedy." Right, so that goes according to and then verse 2 says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, and when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn."
Yeah, now I speak on that as well, Brother Kushal. Because Esau's trying to play, my mum used to say a term, they're trying to play the cats against the pigeons. See, what's happening is there's a lot of dissension coming up now because his truth has been proliferated through the internet. A lot of people are asking questions now about the society. Even people who aren't necessarily in this truth, they're still asking questions, but on a conspiracy theorist type tip, like, you know, those people who believe in Alex Jones or David Icke or whatever, but they're asking questions. Now what Esau's trying to do is he's going to try and use that dissension to cause civil unrest. Because when he causes civil unrest, that's when you can bring in the martial law. So basically, it's like the pot's boiling on the stove, it's about to boil over, and Esau thinks that he can use that to his advantage to further his New World Order, but he doesn't realise that the Most High's got him in a trick bag. Because for all that he's going to do, the Most High's already got the counter plan for that. So even like, for example, taking us off the streets, stopping us from preaching this word, well then that just brings us into the prophecy of the famine of the word. Because this is the thing, man, people, the scriptures in Isaiah say, "Rise up, you women that are in ease." See, the flesh always wants to be comfortable and at ease. So people like to fall into patterns and routines. So there's a lot of people who watch these videos who are just there for the entertainment. Oh yeah, it's Saturday, let's put the Israelites on. Let's see how they curse out this week. And they're just watching it for entertainment, not realizing that to everything there is a time and a season. The season for us being out doing camps prophesying, it's coming to an end soon.
Right, Murph, that's all Murph did.
And you know what's funny as well? I'll say something about that. We've got these people, this family playing next to us, and it's a bit annoying because they're shouting and stuff, but at the same time, I kind of envy them. Because if my family was here trying to have a get-together like that, there'd have been like 10 fights broke out already, man. You can't really bring your family
True,
out,
that's a good point.
have a nice
Very good
day in the
point,
park,
very
kicking
good
the
point.
ball,
Yeah.
and they're in order, you know.
Yeah.
The boys playing football, the
Yes.
women are doing their little packed lunch or whatever.
They got to pack lunches and
Yeah.
food, yeah. They're covered up.
I'm not gonna lie, I envy that because my
Keep
family
it
ain't got
real.
that kind of order.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
But the point is that all that mirth and celebration, that's why you shouldn't really look for accolades of the world, because the love and admiration of the world is temporary. But the love and admiration that you get from the Most High for doing this work sincerely will be eternal. That's why your crown will be eternal. So guys who come around and like, you know, yeah, I want to impress them or impress them. Yeah, they might talk well of you for 2 minutes, but guess what? It's for a short time. Whereas the praise that you get for doing this work, you're going to be written in the book of life, man. Think about the long-term picture. It's lucky there's another thing that must speak with more. Because, no, that's going into something else. I'll save that for a video. But staying on the point, yeah, the time for us teaching this word and preaching this word is coming to an end, because Ecclesiastes says to everything there is a time and a season. This isn't forever. This is just to wake up the elect. And as the apostles have been pushing, you know, we're getting down to the wire now, where these messages are going straight out to the 144,000 and the rest destined to be saved. Our time of preaching to all Israel is done, man. We're not out here to save all Israel, man. We're just out here to do this job, fulfill it, move on to the next stage. But there's guys who want to come in and, oh yeah, well, I want to be famous and, you know, I want people to look at me for doing this, so they want to stay here, man. This place, yeah, exactly. This place is gonna burn, man. You want to burn with it? Well, you will if you're in that mindset. That's all I got on that.
Yeah, man. So, you know, what was I talking about before?
About how this society is bubbling over, because
of
the
dissension.
king.
Yeah, and they can't contain people's opinions now. That's why they're trying to clamp down.
Yeah, and another thing too, because I was watching a documentary, man, of what was going on in England, to be exact, in the 90s, concerning the Pope. And you know, when I came down to the conclusion of this, which, you know, in the 90s, we're talking about what, 25 to 30 years ago now, right? And they had issues, the same issues that we're dealing with right now, they had it back then. You know, it just wasn't, you know, put on front display as it is now, because everything's on the internet plus. But back then, people were complaining about the injustices, how they weren't being funded and, you know, correctly, having issues finding work, right? So when we're dealing with the population right now of the UK, it's overly inflated, and this is why now the elites, their whole thing is the population. Why is it about the population all of a sudden? Right? And I'm just speaking on why what my conclusion is, because they can't take care of us, man. They don't got the money to take care of us. They're in the business of, and I've said this before, these elites, they're in the business of gathering as much wealth from us as possible.
Yes.
We're used as services to enrich them,
That's right.
to
Usury.
pay this debt.
Yeah.
That's all we are.
Yeah.
They don't want to bear the brunt of having to help people out.
That's
Because
right.
if they have to help everybody out, guess what? They'll be out of pocket.
Yep.
They're trying to get more. They're trying to inflate more of their pockets.
Yep.
Yeah. We are a commodity to them.
We're a commodity to them. Yeah.
If I could say also, just to add to that, I believe as well that, you know, in their eyes, they want this new world order to be achieved.
They have to. We know
They
the choice.
have to get rid of people
Yeah.
in order to do so. There's too many people that will spoil
Mm-hmm.
what they plan, what they think they're going to achieve. Right? So in order to be able to control the people, you have to have less of the people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they, you know,
Yeah.
they already got in place. They can tell just through the internet who is all about mirth and folly, and who's all about trying to find the truth in this world.
Yeah.
So they can already discern who the enemy is according to them, and who is the fodder or the slave that they want to use for their future new world order.
Yeah, because the thing of it is, like I was saying, people were complaining before, years in advance, in the 80s and all that. So we gotta look at the amount of population that was at the time complaining about the problems, and look at the population now who's complaining about the problems today. And it's too long overdue. It's too much. They can't do it. So now their only solution and option is to go for the ultimate kill, which is prophecy anyway. Go on.
That's a good point, and it shows that Esau is not stupid. The scripture says he's wiser than Daniel.
Daniel.
Because not only does he want to kill people off, depopulate, he also wants to diminish people's chances to reproduce, because he understands that reincarnation is indeed biblical. So it's not enough to just kill people. He has to fuck up people's reproductive systems to stop people from coming back on the earth. That shows how much of a madman this guy is, and how much he's fighting against the Most High.
Yep.
And how many ways has he got to do that? He does it through the food, drugs, the VCs,
The
water, the air, the
LGBTQ agenda.
And as well as the barium oxide in the air.
Yep.
So he's got
Children.
many ways. You know, he's got many ways of doing it. You know, you've got the clinics out there, especially in Babylon. Jason just and they promote the promiscuity.
Yeah.
And then they show you how easy it is to just do away with your seed.
No. And let's continue with the precepts. We gotta go. We can't get us all out in one go. You know what I mean? People gonna get out of here anyway. No disrespect is in all the box. Yeah, let's finish what we got.
So what do you want me to read again?
Yeah, where you left off?
Job. I was reading Job. It says, verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Yeah, and just to simply put it, I mean, the way that it looks for them to establish their new world order, we can already know and see that it ain't gonna work. It's not logical. It's illogical in what they're trying to do, and it ain't baffled up. When you really visualize and analyze what they're doing, it's not gonna work. Right? The Lord ain't gonna allow it to work. The real new world order is gonna be the saints being established. That's the real order, man.
They've been planning it for so long that it's not fathomable for them to disregard it now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a generational clan that's been handed down,
Yeah.
you know, through their families, man.
Yeah, and the reason why they gotta really establish it because their backs against the wall. So they ain't got no choice but to really go with this pseudo idea of establishing this world.
And it's pride as well.
Yeah, it's pride. Yeah, go on, bro. You go back to the book.
Back in Baruch, chapter 2, verse 17. No, 16. O Lord, look down from thy holy house and consider us. Bow down thine ear, O Lord, and hear us. Open thine eyes and behold, for the dead are in graves, whose souls are taken from their bodies. Will give unto the Lord neither praise nor righteousness, but the soul that is greatly vexed, which goeth stooping and feeble, and the eyes that fail, and the hungry soul will give thee praise and righteousness, O Lord.
And those that give praise and righteousness to the Lord are going to be redeemed. Remember, is going to be redeemed. And therefore, going back to the point, is that the sins of Esau is going to be well discovered, as it is written. So it was written that we was going to proceed with judgment, and it's as it is written. They will proceed with the judgment. And this is where we lie right now. We're in the transitional phase of this world to our world, and in our world they're going to catch hell, and they're going to experience the hell we're going to give on to. In the worst kind of way, as it is written in the book of Luke somewhere, where it talks about Lazarus, what is it, the poor man and the rich man. Yeah, all right. Go on. I think that's all we need on that, brother.
Yeah, yeah, that is it, pretty much it.
All right, yeah, so you got some more?
Jeremiah 49:7, it says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? His counsel perished from the prudent?
Right, and that's living out right now. Because these elites, they did everything so well previously years ago. Now they're like lousy with their plans. Even the psychological operations is lousy. They're old enough thinking too strict.
Embarrassing.
And it's an embarrassment, man. You got Joe Biden bubbling, man.
Oh man.
You can't even stand up to save his own
No.
life.
And he's forgetting his words again.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not working out. And a lot of these niggas is too old. Yep. Go on, brother.
It says, is there wisdom vanished? The Lord's showing them out. And basically, when you had Obama married to a man, then you had Trump that was just a disgrace all over the world. Only the certain political factions liked it, which was deemed to be the far right and racist. And now you have dithering, this doddering old man. You can't string a sentence together.
You can't forget George Bush Jr.
Yeah,
Because he was a big joke to the
Oh, big time. I think that's when it started actually, you know what I mean? You're right, from him.
Actually, it goes back to Clinton, because Clinton was another joke, and he got found out for lying. I did not
Have sex with that
this
thing.
woman.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, how far could you start?
Well, then you go back to his father, George Bush Sr.,
It goes back.
talking about made his, we will achieve it, maybe not this time, but very soon. He gave his New World Order speech.
Oh yeah, now you want
But you know, it's like there's levels in it, and now you're getting to the point where people can see and follow it in their leadership. And they're trying to police the world, but they're joking now. People just, the nations are laughing. You've got African countries mocking them now.
True. Yeah, because they wanted to try to bring homosexuality to other countries, and they said we're not having it. You know what I mean? Uganda, that's it.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing, because this brother kind of like, he kind of like stirred my mind or two, right? With Bill Clinton said, he said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Malika Lewinsky.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And he also said that because they found him smoking weed, but they did that so he can relate it to Jake.
Yeah.
He said he didn't, what is it? He didn't smoke, but he inhaled or some shit.
Oh yeah.
And that was all semantics as well. They didn't have sexual relations. In the White House.
Of course, man. Yeah, she was getting, and she's attractive.
Under the table.
Under the table, yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me continue.
And you know what they got him doing too, if you realise it? They got him playing the saxophone too.
Yeah.
All that shows that
appeal to
to
Jake,
appeal to Jake, you see?
But that's
Semantics, brother, semantics.
They're doing that for Obama. under.
Yeah, man.
He was our first black president. That's what they said.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
But he was the first one, not the first one, but he was the president at the time that came up with the crime bill in '94 with this nigga Joe Biden. Him and Joe Biden was
3 strikes and you're out.
yeah.
Oh, yes,
Two
yes.
strikes in your eye.
Good memory, brothers. Good memory. Good memories.
Jeremiah 49 and 8 it says, turn ye, flee
Gotta have
ye,
fun with these things.
turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the Dan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit you.
Yeah, so this is the point. So now everything that's already been done upon us is going to be done upon them for the ones that they have done. Now Yahweh Shah is going to pay them a grand visit. And you know what, the realm of the spirit, the spiritual realm is going to be released into this physical realm. And guess what? The powers on earth, as it is written in Luke 21, shall be shaken, and as well as the earth is going to quake at his presence. So as I said earlier, going way back a couple of years ago, the Lord is going to show who's real boss on the face of the earth.
I got a piece of elder. Deuteronomy 28 verse 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord our power, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them.
Exactly. So we've reverted back to the Lord. So now them blessings that Moses was saying is going to come upon us. And that's one of them. We're going to be above all of the nations.
Never be beneath again. Never.
Yeah. The scripture says the saints will possess the kingdom forever and ever.
That's right.
So we just going through how at a temporary moment. We just getting the glimpse of what it means to be at the bottom. Right? I don't mean to, be exaggerated because I'm a bit excited because I'm in, reasonably mood to get it, right? But the point is that, look, man, we're just getting a taste of what it means to go without. Because when we're established on high, we're never going to taste of hell ever again. So let's get the experience of hell first and foremost. Go on.
Jeremiah 49 and 9 it says, if great gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? And that's in the laws. When you're harvesting the grapes and everything, you've got to leave some behind.
That's a spirit that one dropped on the floor.
He's doing it.
That's a spirit, brother. You see that, brother? That's a
To the
spirit.
point where, this is supposed to be a first world country. And now they're blaming what's happening, turning it. Now it's coming like a third world country, and you're blaming the people that are coming over. It was already happening for them people coming over. A lot of them, the majority of the people that come over actually are improving because they're doing the shit that you devils do. Dirty work.
Yep.
And they bring, and you know what? Let's keep it real, bro. They bring in the flavor.
Yeah.
You know, them different nations, they do bring a little flavor to the mix.
It's a culture everywhere.
Esau loves his Indian takeaways.
Oh yeah, on a
We
Friday.
wouldn't have none of them if they say come over.
Chinese.
Yeah,
Tea.
Chinese as well.
Chinese.
Yeah, who's running the country right now? Fucking, what's his name again? Risula.
Yeah, but that's all a front.
It's all a front of it.
Because they can start pushing out all this wickedness that they're talking about immigration
Yeah.
and put it on the Elamites.
Yeah.
If it was Pakistan, this place would be up in arms. Up in arms. Right? Because she's safe. And now you've got all them far right racists in this country, the Elamites, hanging on to that. Yeah, she's got a good point and all that. Yeah. She's a good one, that one. And that's true. When you're on their side and you're saying what they want to say, you're a good one.
Yeah, good, yeah.
But it's basically a front. So they can say and do what they want to without it looking bad, coming off like racist.
Yeah, that's why they put Preeti Patel in there.
Exactly.
That's Home Secretary.
To make it look like we live in a unified society. Yeah, goddamn unified society, man. And the thing with these racist devils, they be acting like they don't like Elam's food. They like Elam's food, man. That's
They're
the
the biggest spenders in there. Elamite buying from Elamite takeaway.
Elam's changed the dishes, the recipes, in order to fit the
Edomites.
taste,
That's heavy. That's heavy.
of the Edomites.
Yeah, even the
Most
Chinese.
stuff that you find in them shop, they don't put that at home. And I know because I want to put my business out there, but right now, where I live, there's some Edomites. They don't cook in the same way.
Nah.
Right? Let me finish this. So
'Cause
Jeremiah,
they like them chicken massalas, man. They like more.
they can't take that heat. They can't take this too much. There's seasoning.
Yeah, but they sing that song at the World Cup, innit? Vindaloo.
Vindaloo. Yeah, like that.
How
Yeah,
does
man.
that reflect on your nation, man? You look
Yeah,
like
man.
a bunch of fools singing about fucking Vindaloo.
Yeah. So when you shit, it's pepper coming up your ass.
They got so caught up in the culture that I'm saying. Come on, man. And it's so funny that really the people in England, they don't have to go travel the world. The whole world is over here. They got this restaurant over here. They got this restaurant over here.
That's all in design.
It's all this
Design.
And the reason why they need these folks in the country because they ain't put them to work. So if we were to rely on these devils, because I'm gonna put my little business out there. I had a little joint, Scouts League. I was in Scouts League. Right? We had a little thing going. And we hired these devils. You know what I mean? Some of them could have been jigs, but they weren't doing no work, man.
Yep.
They were just talking shit on the side, doing a little bit of work.
Smoke
They
break.
don't smoking. They don't do no work. So if the British economy had to rely on these devils, this economy would be belly up.
That's right.
Facts. Go on, bro.
Verse 9 says, I'll start at verse 9 again. Jeremiah 49:9. If great gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, will they destroy till they have enough?
And that's the spirit that's on these Amalekites. These Amalekites, they're in the business of gathering more than what they can give. That's what they're involved in. But like I said, it's gotten too overwhelmed. Because people are producing the children, and the population is increasing, and they're becoming more indebted to poor families. We got more poor families now than we ever had before. So now they got a whole heap of people to take care of, and they can't do it. So they saying, you know what? Just to disassociate from this mess, let's just eliminate souls as much as we can.
Yep. They got a reputation in Edom, them Amalekites, and the reputation is through fact.
Yeah.
They greed.
Right.
That's why everywhere they've ever been, they get their arse kicked out because they try and take over. But they don't like the reputation, so they come up with these terms in order for you to not talk about it. And let me continue on. So Jeremiah 49:10 says, but I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
Yeah, so they're being exposed right now, and it all begins with the brothers. And as well as, of course, other people that used to work in the CIA and the different intelligence agencies. They've all written books and came out with information exposing how wicked this system really is in the inside. So everything's already out in the open, which proves that this devil is about to be visited of his judgment, because it's already been made clear that that the wicked will be revealed. The fallen will come first, and then that the son of perdition will be revealed.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? And the mouth, the Lord's mouth will
Destroyed by the spirit of his mouth and
Right.
the brightness of his coming.
Thank you, brother. So that's happening right now, meaning Yahweh Shai, the prophets, is going to expose this man. So after he's been exposed, now he's going to be visited with Yahweh Shai.
God.
So we at the end of this thing. That's why his sins on this side is being discovered right now. Right? And then he's going to have to undergo the curses. One last precept we close out.
All right, I'll jump to 12. It says, for thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
Nope.
Thou shalt not go unpunished,
No.
but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Yeah, so this devil is surely going to drink of this cup. And even though the Lord made this man to be the devil that he is, that's not an excuse, because see what the Lord is going to do. Yeah, the Lord made this man to be the devil, as it is written, the Lord hath made all things, yea, even himself, in the day of evil. But guess what? The Lord is going to make an example out of him to show the world how not to conduct yourself.
That's right.
All right, and to put fear in the eyes, put fear in the bodies of all souls, okay, including the Israelites, so that we don't go off never again. Because look at this nigga, man. Look how the Lord made an example of this nigga. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's it, right? So with that, we want to give all of the praise and the glory to the Most High and the Son.
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakah, Kodash.
Wa ba ba.
Wa above above. Shalom. Shalom.
Come here, Shalom.
Come here, Shalom.
Come on.